Hey wine lovers, you're listening to Wineometer Weekly Wine News, your fast, fun sip of what's happening in the world of wine.
This week, tariffs shake up the U.S. wine trade. Josh goes from grocery aisle punchline to powerhouse, and AI starts bossing around the vines.
Plus, wine and ice cream is officially a thing, a Texas wine fest we actually want to go to, and yes, you're allowed to chill your Pinot.
And stick around for the pairing of the week, the DM of the week, and maybe even a few opinions no one asked for. Let's uncork it.
First up, White Claw has entered the wine chat. The hard seltzer giant just dropped a line of White Claw vodka plus wine spritzers.
I'm sorry, is this a wine cooler from 1996?
It's giving spring break in a can, but they're aiming for a new demo. Lower ABV drinkers who want something a little classier than malt liquor.
Classier? Barely. But if it gets someone curious about wine, I'll allow it begrudgingly.
Meanwhile, Argentina just slashed wine export taxes from 8% to 0% to help winemakers stay afloat.
Inflation's been brutal over there. This is like the economic version of taking a meat tenderizer to your budget.
It's a lifeline. And it could make Argentine Malbec even more competitive on shelves, just in time for grilling season.
Burgundy alert! Domaine de la Romanée Conti just announced a new small batch project blending Pinot Noir and, get this, Poulsard.
Did they lose a bet or something?
DRC doing Jura grapes is like Chanel launching a hoodie line. Weirdly compelling.
And big news from the vineyard tech world. AI drone systems are now being tested in Napa for pest control and canopy management.
Great. Can't wait for my Pinot to be brought to you by Skynet.
If it helps with sustainable farming and cuts down pesticide use, I'm in. Also, some major brand shuffling this week. MarketWatch reports that Constellation Brands is divesting several of its mainstream wine labels to the wine group.
So that means goodbye to Miami, Woodbridge, and Robert Mondavi Private Selection.
Yep, along with Cooks and J. Roget. The deal includes the brands and the production facilities behind them.
There goes the frat party wines.
Well, Constellation's shifting its focus to premiums. They're holding on to names like Robert Mondavi Winery, Schrader, The Prisoner, and Kim Crawford, all positioned above the $15 price point.
Translation, they want the shelf space where people pause before buying.
You got it. CEO Bill Newlands said it's all part of a long-term play to match changing consumer preferences.
Honestly, smart move. That middle shelf at the wine store is getting crowded. In other news, Prosecco producers are lobbying to get a superior rosé designation passed by the EU.
I'm here for it. Rosé bubbles with DOCG level flair?
Just don't let it turn into the new Aperol Spritz wars.
In a dramatic escalation of trade tensions, China has announced a crippling 125% tariff on U.S. origin goods, effective April 12th. This move threatens to effectively wipe out the nearly $50 million U.S. wine trade with China, as the tax burden on American wines rockets to a staggering 218%.
That's a massive hit. U.S. wines were one of the few bright spots in China's shrinking import wine market, with imports worth $49 million in 2024, ranking 6th after Australia, France, Chile, Italy, and Spain. More impressively, the U.S. was one of the only major sources to register growth in both volume and value, up 4% and 3% respectively.
Importers are scrambling to cope with the fallout. From entry-level to boutique wines, the sharp cost increase is slashing margins and knocking American wines out of the running against cheaper alternatives. Some importers raced against the clock to beat the tariff deadline.
It's a tough situation. With these tariffs, U.S. wines are simply unworkable in the Chinese market. Importers are considering adding products from other regions, but there's no clear plan yet as customer loyalty to specific brands remains strong.
All right, let's pivot and talk about Josh. No, not my ex from college. The wine.
Ah yes, Josh, the wine equivalent of a dad joke in a bottle.
The Wall Street Journal just did a deep dive on how it became a total mega brand. Over 7.5 million cases a year, 23 different labels, and it all started with Joseph Carr selling wine out of his Land Rover in 2009.
And now it's the unofficial sponsor of every suburban dinner party and let's just grab something moment at Target.
It's kind of genius though. Good story, solid price point, and it actually tastes decent.
I mean, I've rolled my eyes at it more times than I've actually tasted it, but fine. It's drinkable, accessible, and clearly unstoppable.
The brand took off after teaming up with Deutsche Family Wine and Spirits, who helped dial in the marketing and the winemaking.
Josh is proof that anything's possible, from being poured from the back of a pickup truck in 2009 to becoming the wine your dad now proudly brings to book club.
In unexpected wine news, the drinks business reports that WWE legend Stone Cold Steve Austin just went viral after a surprise wine tasting in Napa Valley.
I'm sorry, Stone Cold? The man who used to chug beer in the ring is now swirling Cabernet?
Yep. He stopped by Ashes and Diamonds, a cult favorite organic producer, and apparently charmed everyone, staff, guests, and even the winery dogs.
This is character development I did not see coming.
He even said it was better than beer in the moment, which might be the boldest heel turn of his career.
Somewhere a Bud Light can just shed a single tear.
Honestly, we love to see it. More wrestlers and wine, please. All right, quick break to talk about something that might just change your life, or at least your work setup.
Have you ever dreamed of working from a beach in Portugal, a cafe in Tokyo, or anywhere that isn't your same old desk?
Then you need to check out the Digital Nomad Bootcamp online course.
It's built for anyone who wants to go remote, travel, and make money doing it, without the trial and error headaches.
We're talking remote job strategies, passive income, tax hacks, and even Wi-Fi friendly destination tips.
Because taking a Zoom call from a bunk bed in a hostel, that's not it.
Head to digitalnomadbootcamp.school and sign up today.
One more time, digitalnomadbootcamp.school, because your desk deserves a view.
Now, back to the wine. This week's DM comes to us at wine.o.meter, asking, is it ever okay to chill red wine?
Only if it's over 90 degrees out and you're not drinking Barolo.
Light-bodied reds like Gamay, Lambrusco, or even a juicy Pinot Noir? Totally fair game. Pop them in the fridge for 20 minutes. It brings out the fruit and tames the heat.
Perfect for that Josh wine. Just don't ice bath a Bordeaux. That's how you get banned from wine country.
Or at least strongly side-eyed at the tasting room. So here's a trend that's gaining steam. Wine and ice cream pairings.
That sounds like a lactose-intolerant disaster.
No, it's fun. Gen Z is all over it. Prosecco with lemon sorbet, Pinot Noir with berry gelato, even chocolate ice cream with a splash of Lambrusco.
I mean, it's giving picnic fever dream, but okay, I'll allow it.
It's not that different from a dessert wine, just cooler, literally. And it beats pairing wine with something ridiculous like pickles.
Oh no, don't give anyone that idea.
Then again, I love a chilled Riesling with dill pickles. Try the Kung Fu Girl Riesling from Washington. The acidity cuts right through the brine. It's basically a salty sweet party.
You are what's wrong with wine TikTok.
And I'm proud of it. Remember last episode when we talked about Texas wine making big moves? Well, the Lone Star State is keeping the momentum going with the upcoming Spirits of the West Fest in Alpine, Texas.
That charming town out in West Texas sounds like a perfect backdrop for a festival.
Exactly. On April 25th and 26th, the Brewster County Courthouse lawn will transform into a haven for wine, spirits, brews, and beef enthusiasts.
So it's not just about wine?
Not at all. The festival celebrates the best of Texas with tastings from wineries, distilleries, and breweries. Plus, there are wine and spirits tasting classes, live music, and local artists and retailers showcasing their work.
Sounds like a full-on West Texas experience.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to immerse yourself in the state's rich beverage culture and support local producers.
Might be worth the trip.
For more details, check out spiritsfesttwtx.com for more info.
I may just go to that.
To find another hayride date?
Maybe.
Okay, Chris, I am having some friends over and planning to pair roasted chicken with herbes de Provence and a glass of Bandol Rosé.
The savory herbs with that salty strawberry note in the wine, chef's kiss. But why wasn't I invited?
It's a girls' night, and they're all taken.
Fair. Fine. Next time.
I promise, Chris. Sometime I'll roast a chicken for you with rosé on ice.
Or, Whole Foods rotisserie with Underwood canned rosé. Either way, count me in, Amy.
Well, my friends, that's it for this week's Winometer Weekly Wine News.
If you liked what you heard, follow us on Instagram at wine.o.meter, subscribe wherever you get your pods, and tell that one friend who still calls rosé summer water.
We'll be back next Friday with more headlines, hot takes, and the occasional wine-fueled detour.
Whatever shows up in our feed, you can bet I'll have opinions.
Until then, cheers.
Winometer Weekly Wine News is a DCG Arts production.
What if I knew a way for you to work remotely on a beach in Thailand, a rooftop in Barcelona, or a cafe in Paris? Visit digitalnomadbootcamp.school to learn how to land remote jobs, qualify in another country as a digital nomad, and use AI to work less while earning more. This streamlined course is perfect for content creators, entrepreneurs, and freelancers. Remote work and financial freedom is one click away. Visit digitalnomadbootcamp.school to enroll today.